right, everyone. I see everyone here. I see everyone in the room. I see Dahmer, who's thinks trying to be manly. I have to forewarn people. I'm looking at Dom right now, and I'm not sure, but because it's getting closer towards Christmas. So do elves start growing beards now before Christmas? Let's check. Domomatic. Say, Santa, we need to get these toys ready. I got the giant logo upside down. That's professionalism all the way. What's going up, Dahmer?
I've grown. I'm moving on from being a hobbit. I'm becoming a dwarf.
I was gonna say I think it's the Brian Dable factor. You see Brian Dable, and you see the win, you see everything else, and the first thing you say to yourself is, I'm gonna be manly now. Where's the flannel?
The flannel?
The flannel shirt. You always have to have a flannel shirt on when you're manly.
Well, you see, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
Work all day. Oh, Dahmer. We got Alex Sports in the room. We got Mike Lee here. We got the big LJ dropping in. We got Chill Daddy. We got OGR Sports. We got big old Frank. We got Giants Among Men. I saw Mike Lee. Of course, we saw.
I love the handle Giants Among Men, by the way. Genuinely, if I had a fantasy football team this year, that's what it would be called.
That's what it'd be for too. Giants Among Men. We got
giant among men in my case because I'm so tall.
Yeah, it should be midgets among dwarves. Hey, just a quick note. I have to bug out. Oh, Frankie, yes. I'll just sing for you once, Frankie. What just makes that little old dance? Yeah, swing with me, baby. Hi, that's big for big old Frank. Yes, we're here to talk about Giants. We got Zach Attack already in the room. Oh, flannel is so grunge. I'm Gen X. What do you expect? I wore flannel. I wore the jump boots. I got to see bands. I saw bands like Nirvana and Green Day and T-Brad, I'll tell you, in a small club in Trenton. I've seen it. What, now you're smoking? Oh, I thought he was smoking for a second. I'm like, Dom really is a manly man. The wife must not be home. Blue 108 says, "What's up, Tim? Finally made it to the show."
I have had a celebratory whiskey.
Oh, what are you celebrating?
A rare win.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm only going to get 3 more, so I thought I might as well get one in.
Let's talk about this win. Let's talk about this before we go talking to everyone else in the chat, because we got a lot of good questions, I bet, going on.
I mean, Zach's got the key question.
Dom, has Urban Meyers been demoted yet?
No, I promoted him.
He's been promoted, not demoted.
He's head janitor now.
What's up, Joey B? Saw the Ramones and Mother Route 23. I think the Ramones played City Gardens like 28 times. I think I saw them there like 26 times. Also saw my other favorite band, Gwar. Saw Gwar during the heydays of kind of like grunge punk rock. The highlight of the Gwar was, especially during their Halloween shows, they would cut the head off an 8-foot cockroach and blood would shoot into the audience. Yes, I'm a strange one, but we have this game, we have this win, we have this. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Somebody called it 21-17.
Chris Sims.
I don't know Chris Sims. Did he call it?
I have no idea.
21-17. I said on the live stream.
He loves everything the Giants do, so he probably called it.
He loves everything totally what the Giants do. I mean, at this point in time, I mean, it was kind of weird because when I looked at this game on Sunday, and I kind of said it during the week that it's one of those things that if you take a look at the fact that the Tennessee Titans basically played 0 starters and played limited amount of their second team guys. And I harkened back to the like I mentioned, the Chicago Bears from 3 years ago, and they played nobody. They only played third and fourth teamers. And then they were supposed to make the playoffs, and they started off like 1-6. And you could see the rust. The first quarter, they were moving and grooving. But when you wear on in a game, mistakes are made because of the fact that you don't have that game repetition.
I think that's something I overlooked when I was thinking about it, to be fair. I think you're right. You see it in sports that actually there is something about getting up to game speed, right? And getting up to game fitness. There's a difference between being fit and being match fit.
Yep.
And I think you did see some of that in the second half. I also think you had to probably give some credit to the Giants players and coaching staff for the difference in attitude and tactics that were running.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest? We lost.
You normally are. Why do you normally?
We won because the guy missed the field goal.
Oh, good, yeah.
We didn't dominate. We didn't. And I've said this before. Giants previously lost these games. Always lost these games. So it's nice to be on the winning end of it. But like I've said it a million times on the show, don't piss down my leg and tell me it's raining.
No, what I'm saying here, I'm not crediting for the win. What I'm talking about is the difference in performance second half to first half. But some of it was also that the Titans also fell off. And there's no way I'm going to turn around and say we won because we were elite. We're going 17-0 or anything like that. But I think there was a difference in performance second half to first half from us. But we were fortunate to win the game. There is no question we were fortunate to win the game.
Fortunate, and I love the people. And we got a big old super chat from OGR Sports. You know what's crazy? Apparently, some people think we're going 4-0. Can we take it one game at a time? I'm just crazy. I love the fact because Brian Dable and Saquon Barkley came out and said it's just one game. They are taking the right approach, that it's just one game. It's one win. It's a microcosm in time. It's a snapshot.
Oh, sorry. When he said 4-0, I thought he was predicting Chelsea's next defeat. Sorry, OG, I couldn't resist. Good luck with Potter.
Okay. If you're going to talk soccer, go someplace else. Or as we like to call it in here in America, football.
That was it. I had to get a dig in. But yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, anyone thinking we're going 4-0 is, it's cloud cuckoo land. They've had a bang on the head.
It's cloud cuckoo land. It was a win. And I love the people that are praising Daniel Jones for his 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a fumble. And honestly, I said this after the game, you kind of did Saquon Barkley dirty on that last drive. He brought you down to the 1, carried this team on sheer will. It's almost like giving the ball to Refrigerator Perry instead of Walter Payton in the Bears 85 Super Bowl. You don't reward the guy.
You're gonna have to refresh my memory. I was not even 1 year old then.
William Perry is number 72. He was a nose tackle, and they used to run him at the goal line. And he scored like 4 touchdowns in one season in 85. It was his rookie year. So what happened is the Bears were blowing out the Patriots. They get down in the end zone. Instead of giving the ball to the all-time great running back, Walter Payton, what do? They hand it off to the number 72, the 400-pound man, to run it in the end zone and be like, oh, look what he did. Instead of understanding that you give it to the guy that got you there. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you got to look at it and say, look, Saquon Barkley was, that's his best game for probably 2 years, no question. Yeah. And he's the man that you owe the win to. Look, parts of Daniel Jones's game were fine.
Which parts? The 188 yards when 64 of them came on one pass and he underthrew. And if the defensive back does not fall down, I believe he comes up with it.
So to carry on and finish my point.
Hey, listen, honesty.
I said parts of his game were fine. But if you think
when he put on his helmet, came in the huddle, he threw for 188 yards.
Look, he
threw. You throw for 188. No, I don't want to hear anything. That's fine. You throw for 180. See, this is part of the problem. You throw for 188 yards. You throw short and check down all the time when you have all these big weapons open. You're Josh Allen-esque. Your coach has to yell at you and get in your face because you made a bad throw. I saw someone today sent me a post that someone said they didn't mind that Daniel Jones threw the interception because he just threw it to the wrong shoulder. That's the only mistake he made. But that's caused you to have the interception. When you throw the ball to the wrong shoulder, that's a mistake. You're in year 4. You didn't win. This game had nothing to do with Daniel Jones. I was on a group chat with a group text with T. Brad and James Williams. At one point in my group text, I wrote, "Do not throw the ball again. Run, 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 run." So you don't sit and, like I said, don't tell me Daniel Jones is the Messiah. Because you know what? He threw for 188 yards and 64 of them came on one pass on a broken play because the defensive back looked at the quarterback and fell. Can we just be honest?
If I can finish, I will be.
No.
I was going to say, but this win doesn't owe anything to Daniel Jones. This win owes everything to Saquon Barkley. And you made most of the butt point I was going to make. He threw a whole series of short plays, which is how he got his accuracy up. He held onto the ball too long.
Way too long.
And that, while not entirely the reason behind 5 sacks, was a contributing factor.
Well, Evan Neal had some problems. He played well, but he had some problems.
Yes. I was actually satisfied with Neal's performance. It was his first game as a rookie. Josh Azudu also, when he came in.
Josh Azudu, I'm going to tell you this about Josh Azudu right now. Pass blocking, no. No.
He had some. He also had some issues.
No, but what? As a bulldozer and a road paver, yes.
But back to Jones. There were a whole series of issues, which are repeat issues that we see time and time again. So if anyone thinks that 188 yards and 2 touchdowns, and in fairness, there were 2 touchdowns, but
1 yard pass that should have gone to Barkley.
Exactly. And an underthrown one to Shepard. And his accuracy came because we were, by and large, throwing short balls. And, they were 2, 3, 4 yard receptions, right? So yes, he was accurate, but there are more issues than there are successes there, and the game was won in spite of him. And if anyone, and you're right, your rant was exactly right. It was what I was essentially going to come on to with the but. Anyone that thinks he's now the franchise quarterback of this team it is kidding themselves. It's not there. He threw 188 yards. Look at some of the other quarterbacks, Herbert, Mahomes, and I look to compare Jones to them is probably unfair on Daniel Jones. But that is what you need if you want to go and win a Super Bowl. And he's not ever going to do that. And he did not do that again on Sunday.
Boomer Esiason, quarterback, Super Bowl quarterback, didn't win, but he went Super Bowl. Jets quarterback. He's got a show here on WFA, and he had another
Boomer and I can't remember his name.
Boomer and Gio, I think it is.
It was Gio. I thought.
And he had another Hall of Fame quarterback on the other day, and I don't remember who it was. But they were talking about Daniel Jones, and they basically said that Daniel Jones is not even good enough to be a division-winning quarterback.
I think he could win a division, but a lot would have to go wrong on the other team. But a lot would have to go wrong on the other teams to make that happen.
Like Dak Prescott getting hurt. We won on the road. We won on the road.
We did win on the road, but Dak Prescott going down, you still got to overcome Philly and Washington, and they were the ones I'd be concerned about.
We got a long way to go before we win. Joey B says you hit the nail on the last video. DJ never called out by a head coach. The teams need to see him being held accountable. I did say that in the video today, that the fact that one of the reasons I have a man crush on Brian Dable, and I want to give him a ring. I want to give him this type of ring though. Not the other type. I want to give him this type of ring. Was the fact that he went over after that horrid pass and laid into Daniel Jones. Now,
what was he thinking with that pass? Honestly,
what they are going to tell us now is after the fact, 2 days after the fact. This is what they're going to say to us: that I didn't go over and yell at him. I didn't go over and chastise him. I went over there and told them that he was better than this. That we need him and we need to rally around him. Bullshit. I'm just saying it. Bullshit. You went over and said, you cannot make these mistakes, mother effer, because of the fact that you have a team playing above and beyond. You have a Tennessee team that is playing below, and you got Saquon Barkley ripping off a game we haven't seen since his rookie season. Yeah.
And look, hasn't Dable already come out and said that he was talking through the headset to the coaches, not at Jones? Have I dreamt that?
Yeah, you dreamt that.
I'm pretty sure they've already started to come out there and say.
I think it's a Joe Judge thing because he didn't have a headset on. Mark Stewart's in the chat saying, "What up?" We got Jeffrey Abbott always driving by. Said, "Yeah, Giants didn't win the game. It was a stolen game, like the game in Carolina when they kicked a 67-yard field goal. It was a stolen game, but it's a win. I'm taking the win. But like I said, you have to take the win. But look at it from perspective. Look at it from the fact that I said this in the videos the other day. This is going to be one of the few times that the Giants secondary has a push against the receiving core of the opponent team because of the fact that they had you got Robert Woods, you got a bunch of rookies, This is that time. Now, here's the problem. You got Robbie Anderson. You got DJ Moore. You got Christian McCaffrey. And I can't remember their tight end. It's Ian something. You are actually going to start going up against guys now who have receivers. So now this week is going to be the test. Robbie Anderson scares the living bejesus out of me. Because if you leave him alone on an island with Adoree Jackson, that means DJ Moore is on the other side with Aaron Robinson.
Appropriate enough for the tight end, do you mean Tremble?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
We're
not supposed to remember everybody's name?
No. I mean, if that is the tight end you mean, then that's an appropriate name at Tremble.
No, it's Ian something. Maybe it is Ian Tremblin.
Ian Thomas?
Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas started last week. Let's see here. Jeffrey says, defense doing well as late as usual. We got Mark Hernandez in the room saying, hey, fellas, let's go. It's a big giant win. We got Mazinga saying, Tim not wearing his cape. No, I only wear my cape on game day. And yes, I am going to be at the game on Sunday. We are broadcasting live. It is James Williams' birthday. And as promised, I am going to wear my cape and run around the parking lot at Giant Stadium in the red lot.
Are you going to be doing it whilst going, G-Man?
No, because I'm doing it. And then I'm going to run around. We got Chris in the room saying, hello. We got Mark saying, can we go 4-0? But it's one game. It's one game at a time. Your own head coach comes out and your star running back comes out and says it's one game at a time. Don't forget to hit the like. It's one game
by himself.
I remembered. I did not remember. Someone actually just told me to tell you, say, don't forget to hit the like.
I know, but I was trying to big you up a little bit.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Mike Lee says, I thought 300-yard passing was a good game. Oh, I forgot. Participation trophy era. My bad. You're right.
I mean, if he goes with accuracy figures and goes 300 yards for 2 touchdowns,
then I'm happy.
Yeah, then we still can't overlook the other things, but you can still say that's a good game. But we went 188 with 63 yards on the Shep throw. So
the Bears' real crime is that the Bears team only got 1 trophy. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the 85 Bears because I'm happy in 86 the Giants won. So I can't say. We got Tate Crowder. Tate Crowder. People remember all the good things, not the bad things. Crowder would be a good rotational player at any other time. I said this today, and I use this soundbite, and it just
was great, huh? Your fastball's up, your curveball's hanging. I'm sure they would have ripped you.
Can't you even let me enjoy the moment?
The moment's over.
The moment is over. Tate Crowder had the big hit on Derrick Henry. Hit him from the side. He did not hit him head on. Henry didn't even see him, and he was running too upright. But everyone remembers the highlight hit. Everyone remembers the moment. Nobody remembers he only had 4 solo tackles. He gave up the huge touchdown run to Hilliard. He was horrid in coverage. Pro Football Focus, who I think is a joke, gave him a rating of 28.6. And I thought that was even high. Him and Austin Calitro got some of the worst ratings for starting middle linebackers in the entire league. So, like I said, and people are like, well, you said he's undersized. Look how he rocked him. Great. You had 1 highlight hit. I had 19 tackles in 1 game. So that must mean I'm an all-pro and a pro bowler. Highlight hits is a microcosm in time.
Again, different sport, but I'm a short guy. I can make a big tackle every now and again, but 9 times out of 10, someone's going to knock me over.
But that doesn't count because you're hitting somebody's knees.
but the point being that I can still make a big shoulder barge and knock someone over fairly. Right. But it's not going to happen that often.
I just don't like the fact that people make more than things are, because then they get all these other people you have people that, don't really follow the sport as much. And you have people prognosticating themselves as experts that say these things. And then when they say these things, it's untruthful. And then when it doesn't happen again, they're like, then they make the excuses. And that kind of just pisses me off. I got a new podcast coming out.
Oh, go on. Do tell.
Not going to talk about that yet. Got a new podcast coming out. So there might be that's like a teaser. Like when you go to the movies and you get like a 30-second teaser of a trailer to come. Got a teaser.
Is that what we did on Sunday? It was a teaser ahead of a season to come, or was that?
No, you should know all about teasers.
I was going to say, or was that a cock tease?
That was DJ Alex Moore says, keep the ball out of DJ's hands. We got Todd Taylor coming in here hot saying the interception was terrible. He stared at Barkley for 45 seconds and still threw it. I mean, you have a receiver on the corner of the end zone. You have your running back on the other side of him towards the going towards the other pylon. You throw it to the inside. And he's right. It wasn't 45 seconds, but he's right. You throw it, and then I love his. Well, I was trying to do over the shoulder pass. Yeah, to the wrong shoulder.
And even if you were, go the other bloody way.
Exactly. Why would you throw it to the inside of that corner? Why? The corner is right there between. There's the pylon, the defensive back, and Saquon Barkley. And he throws it in the middle of the pylon and Saquon Barkley.
Two things. One, did anyone not think he was about to throw that to Saquon Barkley? Because it was probably the most telegraphed pass we'll see of the season. Secondly, what do you think was going through Saquon Barkley's mind when that ball left Jones's hands? Because I'm going to have
to make the tackle
of a slightly bluer version of, oh God.
I think it's. I think you're right. What is James Williams? It's James Williams' birthday. Don't forget the interception in the end zone after they fumbled the kickoff. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna. It was a punt, wasn't it? Mark Hernandez, because James, you almost cost us the game. Jones almost cost us the game. I'll say it again. Thank God for Saquon. 100%. Thank God for Saquon. Saquon does not have the game that he has. We do not win.
Oh God, no.
We don't even come close. I mean, I said it on, I don't know when I said it. Someone told me I said it. So if someone told me I said it, I must have said it. I said evidently sometime during the week or on one of the streams, I thought Saquon's going to break one off for over 50. And he ran one for over 65. And I said during the week that unless he does that, we weren't going to have an opportunity to win this game because he was going to have to control the game. And I said it before, I would run, set up the pass. I mean, so this needs to be the Giants' formula for the rest of the season. It really does. Here is my concern.
There's no other game for us in town, is there really? The only game in town is to try and run the ball and control the clock.
Here's my concern, though, Dahmer. Here's my concern. And I'm going to make sure we get to everyone's comments. So if I make sure you hang out in the chat, because I'm going to get to your comments. Don't worry, but I want to talk to Dom a minute. Here's my concern, Dom, about this theory of mine of run. Here's my concern. We might win some games. And then we might win. You know, you could potentially win 7 games with this theory. We're not getting our quarterback. And Daniel Jones is not coming back to this team no matter what. Unless he's reincarnated to 1994 Brett Favre. He's not coming back to this team because of the fact that we have 50 plus in cap space only, less now that we have that $32 million number now for Leonard Williams. And we're not going to move any more cap space for Leonard. We're stuck with that nut. You're not going to give a quarter to half of your cap to Daniel Jones if he has one okay year. You have your general manager already scouting quarterbacks.
I mean, the writing was on the wall for Daniel Jones for this administration the moment they didn't pick up the 5th-year option.
Right.
I mean, I think I've said it before, and I imagine you probably said it before as well, that the coaches are never going to... We've had this conversation before. The coaches are not going to turn out and say, Daniel Jones is not here next year.
Right.
And they'll say all the right things about him. But as ever with, to use your phrase, coach speak, GM speak, don't listen to what they say, albeit I think they've been relatively honest. Watch what they do.
Yep.
And that will tell you that Daniel Jones isn't here. And as I say, I'm not going to go back into the argument we just had. There were some okay things, but they were okay at best. And there was a heck of a lot more that wasn't okay. And that was a win against a side which is probably going to win their division this year, but isn't one that you'd be scared of facing in the postseason.
No, I wouldn't be.
We're going to go up against Aaron Rodgers.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Rex Grossman when he took the Bears to the Super Bowl. He threw for like 35 touchdowns. We also threw for like 31 interceptions, and he never did anything after that. He had one okay season, And then the Bears like the next year started him a couple games and basically benched him and got rid of him. I'm going to say this, Ryan. Ryan Williams says, you're saying all the right things. I'll never give DJ credit for anything. He's just horrible. I give DJ credit when he does something good. He had that good game in New Orleans. He threw for 400 yards. You got to give a kid credit for that. He knows where the hotel is when he goes on the road. He can find MetLife. You got to give him credit for these things. But when
give him credit for his attitude as well.
Yeah. Sure.
But attitude has to be backed up by talent.
There you go. What does Jeffrey Avery said? What is Jeffrey? What are you saying here? Exactly, Tim. Was a broken play. Number 8 executed through, but he's a bum. Different quarterback, different results. Soon. I agree. What's JB has to say here? I love Dable yelled at Jones for the interception. He needs to get into the faces and call him out in public for mistakes. I agree. I really do think that you have to, as a head coach, especially with a quarterback who's in year 4, who makes rookie mistakes, you kind of do need to call him out.
Well, how else do you learn, right? I mean, in Daniel Jones' case, you don't. But I mean, that's what you need, right? You need to be told when you've made the mistake. Now, for some people, that's going to be yelling. For some people, it's going to be more of a quiet word. But actually, I felt Brian Dable's frustration,
right,
at that moment, because at that moment you've just got a lucky break with the fumble. The scoreline is definitely not in your favor, and you go and throw that ball.
James Williams says the best. How many giant YouTube channels are singing Daniel Jones's praises like you won the game? You don't give a dog a bone for barking and wagging its tail. Dom, you follow other giant YouTubers. You go on other giant YouTube channels. I don't. What is the pulse? You're like my social media expert when it comes to giant YouTube. You and James Williams and my wife.
I mean, it's a limited sample size. I think most of what I've heard is excitement about winning the game, and rightly so.
I agree 100%.
We've won our first game of the season since I believe the Roman Empire fell. And that you guys insulted me by throwing tea in the harbour. I think that was the last time we won an opening weekend game.
My wife insulted you better than that.
Threatened to kick me out your car.
If I was to take your watch out of the car, not that mean. Well, yeah, I probably did think. I do think I threatened to throw you out of the car. I'm big enough to do it, so. So
that's fine. No, but that's fine. Like, genuinely, how happy was I on Monday morning? I'm delighted.
Oh, I'm excited. I was pumped.
We won the game. We probably shouldn't have won. In fact, not probably. We shouldn't have won the game. But
to be honest,
but you're excited. You're pleased. You want your team to win. I think a lot of people are giving Saquon credit, as they should. I think a lot of people are giving Dable a lot of credit for the call. And yes, that's absolutely fine. But boy, oh boy, if that hadn't have worked, would they not be saying that? And that seems to get forgotten. I think on Jones, I think probably they are more positive about it than you are, or I am, and they're focusing on the positive things of what Daniel Jones is rather than the negatives. And you have to look at him in the round. I think that's probably where most of them are, but other people may be able to tell you better than me.
I wanted to get to this comment. I had to jump some comments. Okay, I see you guys are Danny Dimes haters. First of all, Danny Dimes is the stupidest nickname in the world. Sorry. Just gonna say that. Second of all, what did he do, Laker Giants 24/7 talk, that leads you to believe he is the quarterback of the future? Leads you to believe that he had anything to do with that win? The fumble? The interception in the end zone? Always checking down? Handed off to Saquon Barkley? What did he do? 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. That's all I'm going to ask. 2
bad turnovers at that. For that fumble, he did not see the player or feel the player coming. Now, yes, the protection was blown, the coverage, but he did not feel that coming at all. He was not aware that player was there, even slightly.
Marcus likes the way Joshua looked. Joshua looked good paving the road. He did. He was the hammer to the nail. But the problem is, he turned into Jello when he went back to pass block. So we don't know exactly we don't exactly know what he's going to be yet. So we're going to
I think we can have a good guess, right? I mean, in terms of what he's going to be in the coming weeks.
in the
and
coming
this
weeks.
season.
But I meant from the
But beyond
longevity of
that,
his career.
beyond, he's a project pick, right?
Got a lot of those.
We love a project pick.
Away from Matt from Connecticut to get off the DL. Mike Wakefield says Jones sucks. Saquon would be a Giant for life. Let's go Big Blue. I'm not saying Jones sucks. I'm not. I'm just saying he's not a very good NFL quarterback. Scott Bruner, New York Giants, 81. Won a playoff game. Threw for 4 touchdowns, but he also only completed like 6 passes in the entire game. Not a Giant legend, just not a good quarterback. You take a look at Kent Graham. Kent Graham had his moments. Not a good Giant quarterback. Danny Cannell went 9-6 as a starter his first year, but it was a bum. Danny Cannell went to a playoff game with the Giants, had 1 good year, was not a good quarterback. Shit happens.
Nick Foles has won a Super Bowl.
Nick Foles won. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco, if I'm not mistaken, at one point was the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yes.
And the Jets fans after this weekend are genuinely considering replacing with Mike White. You know, Daniel Jones is never going to take you to the promised land. He's not. He's just not.
But that's okay. That's
if
okay.
Daniel Jones was our backup quarterback, right?
He'd be fine.
I'm delighted. He's going to be a backup quarterback and a decent enough guy that can come in for 2-3 games and spot you for a little while, playing as he did on Saturday, safe football, keep you in the game. But he ain't gonna win you. When you go to the postseason, you are not going to win the Super Bowl very often by playing.
My problem is if safe football is 2 turnovers, that's not safe.
Well, quite. But you know what I mean in terms of the game plan was you take Daniel Jones in there and you throw 6-7 yard throws, and that's your game plan. Right. And you run the rest of the time.
What's very funny, and I mentioned this on this video today. The offensive game.
I haven't listened to today's video.
The offensive game plan for the Titans game was very, waiting for it, Jason Garrett. Very Jason Garrett-esque. It reminded me of the Seattle game.
Seattle game was the one I thought you were going to say straight off the bat because it did remind me of that. And but that's going to be the game plan all year.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't sit there and now tell me that Kafka's the biggest genius in the world when it was very Jason Garrett-esque.
What was your reflection of Kafka calling his first game?
I think he should have ran the ball more. There's one because even what's his name, Matt Breida, even he had some big runs. I mean, honestly,
was he 6 carries, 5 carries for 24, something like that.
Something like 4.8
yards a carry. I think
he was. You know what? There's the old there's the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you just keep running the rock. And I wasn't joking.
Run it until they stop you running.
Run until they stop. Run until they bring up 8-9 in the box, and then you go over the top, like they did against Seattle. That was my only criticism, I would say, of Kafka. I think he got out of. You got Saquon Barkley running wild. You got girls going wild. You got Saquon Barkley running wild. So why not just keep feeding them the rock?
You take the General Haig plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just keep going over the top, because when you do it for the 19th time, they definitely won't suspect it's coming.
They never do. Chris Pence's my biggest issue is the red zone interception. He never looked at anyone besides Barkley from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. You're not wrong. You're 100% right there. Jeffrey Avery.
My biggest issue wasn't that, although it was horrific. My biggest issue was the amount of times we didn't make the available pass, which would have been a better option than one we picked. And that was consistent. Anyone can make a bad throw, albeit that was horrific.
Now,
it was consistently not looking at other players that were open.
Now, Mark the butt I almost said a bad word. Mark the butt fumble Sanchez called the Giants game. And he kind of annoyed me as an announcer because he was just kind of annoying. But then as the game went along, he was kind of saying things that started making sense. He was starting to point things out. And while he had a lot of good things to say about Daniel Jones, he pointed out on numerous occasions that Daniel Jones had people wide open alone down the field, and he still checked down. He pointed out a couple times when he's like, okay, Daniel Jones had X across the top. And he checked down to Barkley. Daniel Jones had Y by himself, and he checks down to Barkley. So, I mean, I think that's something for Mark the butt fumble Sanchez to figure that out. And I shouldn't make fun of Mark Sanchez. He went to 2 AFC championship games, but he figured that out real quick, that he was still checking down where he had guys that were open. That's good. That's going to be a problem once you get into the dog days of the season.
Well, again, it comes down to consistency, right? Anyone can make a mistake, right? It's when you're consistently making that mistake in the same game over and over and over and over again, that's when it becomes a problem. And it's been a consistent problem for him.
I like this one. Tinfoil hat time for Mike Lee. DJ was jealous of Saquon and tried to get him injured. It's funny. My wife talks about the fact, and this is my wife. She's not like a football nut. She watches the Giants with me now and then. We go to games together. But my wife even said, well, Daniel Jones has gotten Saquon Barkley hurt twice. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, you don't remember that pass his second season where it was a bad throw and he went for it and he hurt himself? I said, yeah. She goes, you don't remember the bad throw where he got his ankle stepped on last year? So maybe there isn't a tinfoil thing going on there. Maybe you might be right.
I love a tinfoil theory.
I know you do. Greg, what's up, Greg? 5'10" Saquon Barkley or 6'4" Kenny G. I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about Kenny G. I'm in a good mood today. Derek Ramirez says, I think DJ's brain froze by having to make a decision and choose the worst of the two options for the interception.
There is a serious point here, though, right? It is that game processing, and that's the biggest criticism we have of Jones. And
we always have that. We always have the
criticism, and that's why he's not the franchise quarterback. It's not that we want him to fail at all. It's that, and if you haven't got it, it doesn't matter how much talent you have in your arm.
And that's what I've told people a million times. We don't want Daniel Jones to fail. We're not rooting against Daniel Jones. We're not. He's had his moments. But and I've said this before, and I've said this a million times, and moments do not define a career. Longevity defines your career. Winning defines your career. Playing consistently well defines your career. There have been plenty of players of moments. Look at Timmy Smith in the Super Bowl running for over 200 yards and never did anything again. Moments a moment in time is a snapshot. It does not define you. We've been waiting 4 years now to have more than a moment.
That's it. I mean, it was indeed deep. The question you've got to ask yourself is, do you want a backup quarterback? Because that's what Daniel Jones is, and that's a high elite level. Let's be honest.
I couldn't be a backup quarterback.
Most of us would kill to be a backup quarterback, right, or backup lineman, or backup, anything in the NFL, right? Or do you want a franchise quarterback? Because that's the question you have to ask yourself. And that's why, for me, Daniel Jones isn't the future, and he hasn't been the future since about week 6 of season 2.
Here you got 2 back-to-back questions that are good. If Saquon balls out this year, do we franchise tag him? Skyline says that. Then Alex Sports asks, if Saquon has a monster season, can we extend him? Here's my thing. Depending on how the season is rolling, if the season is looking like it's going to be a non-playoff year, Saquon's getting traded. If he's balling out, he's getting traded. There's no doubt in my mind, unless he's on like a pace to rush for 2,000 yards or something like that. And then I think there is still going to be some apprehension to re-sign him either way or tag him, because of the fact that people seem to forget Saquon, yes, is in year 5 of his contract, and he's still getting paid. I think he's in the top 10 in reference to running back salary. So you're probably going to have to pay him more than the $8 million plus that he's making now. And he got all of his bonus money early, so he's basically just making like $8 million in salary. So you're probably gonna have to pay him more. So I don't know. It's an interesting conundrum, because like I said, while you have 55 plus million in cap space, you also have a lot of dead cap space rolling over into 2023.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you look at his injury record and you think, can you afford to go and pay him top dollar as a running back when you can get decent running backs on a lot less? But we are likely to have a rookie quarterback under center next year, and Saquon Barkley will be a massive asset to helping them. On the field. And it is a difficult one. My original feeling on it was if he's balling out, you trade him if he offers good enough before the deadline. But there is a downside to doing that. And I think at the time when we last discussed it, you were in favor of franchise tagging to support the new quarterback, and I went the other way. But it shows you that there's no good answer with Saquon.
Not yet. Not yet. We got to wait to see. James says, can you believe that people actually question Saquon more than the quarterback in the offseason? I am so over certain fans. James is approaching a certain age right now where he's starting to question things. James and I have talked about this. He's starting to question things, and people are starting to piss him off, which I love because everyone pisses me off because I'm old. I love it because someone in the comment section the other day left me a comment, and they said a lot of stupid stuff because they were stupid. And then
Sorry about that. I was drunk.
And they no, it wasn't you. And they finished it off with, so take that, old man. So I responded back to him. Your comments are as weak. I mean, what did I say? Oh, your insults are as weak as your comments because the best you can come up with is old man. Yes, I'm old. Okay. Wow, that was a stinger.
I mean, if you want, I will pay for a couple of counseling sessions for you.
I might need counseling.
I'll send you tissues to help you sleep at night.
Damian Jackson says 1-0, baby. Giants among men. So hit that like button for Tim and Dom. We got Alex Sports dropping in and says, I was so delayed. Dable Yellow Jones. It's about damn time. Oh my God.
You know what the best thing about the 1-0 comment is? And I very tongue-in-cheek, I messaged the King of Idiots, like, if you want to know how it feels to be 1-0, we're going live in 4 minutes.
Giants won the game, so DJ won. Yeah, that's true. DJ gets the win for doing nothing. Can't have a bar solo that any performance is great. 188 is not good. Well, it's below average. That's the other thing. As Giant fans, because we were spoiled in some retrospects with Eli Manning, with Phil Simms, even with Kerry Collins, going back to Chuck and Charlie Conley, going back to Y.A. Tittle. We were spoiled with great quarterback play. Most people do not know that we have 2 quarterbacks that won 2 league MVP awards. And of course, that was a long time ago, but that was Chuck and Charlie Conley and Y.A. Tittle. So we've had some, you got Eli Manning dropping in 2 Super Bowls. You got, Phil Simms throwing for over 33,000 yards in his entire career with 199 touchdowns, and never was at one point in time he was in the top 10 of all statistical categories. That all of a sudden the league is a passing league. You have the likes of Mahomes, you have the likes of the Duck, you have the likes of these guys that are like Derek Carr. You got these people lighting up the league, and then throwing for 300 yards, 380 yards, and our guy throws for 188. And I think some fans are just so, I don't know what the word is now, so accustomed to it,
determined to make sure he's a success.
But is it they're determined that they're a success, or are they accustomed to the fact that this is what we get?
Maybe. I mean, maybe both are true. But you have to be honest, as you say, it's a passing league, and he didn't even make 200 yards.
I mean, that would be below average.
He didn't even make 200 yards with a throw of 63 or whatever it was on the Shep throw.
63 yards. I think Archie Manning, I know, had more yards than Daniel Jones. He's averaging more yards. I don't know. I just think the bar.
If you go back to the days when it was a run-heavy league, then maybe 188 was good. I don't know what the average would have been back then, but it's not anymore.
But the problem is, even when it was a run-happy league, like in '84 with Phil Simms, it was a run-happy league. He threw for over 4,000 yards for the first time in Giants, and any Giant did in their career. You could still be in a run-happy situation and still look good, and still put some yards up. Todd Taylor says, of course he's frustrated. He fumbled, was a 3 points at least that he cost us. That's true. That is true. Joey D says Giants won the game, so DJ won the game. I already got that one. Jersey Beaner, I see Jersey Beaner dropping in the room. Says Giants won the game. What Jersey Beaner? Come on. Jersey Beaner, what's up, Tim? What's going on? What's going on with Tony? Is he in the doghouse? Maybe the playbook. I said this last year about Tony, and I'm gonna say it again this year. And I said it in the video today. And Dom didn't do his homework and listen. The coaching staff doesn't trust him. Dable came out and said in his press conference yesterday that he trusts the guys that he had out on the field, the receivers that he had on the field, Richie James, David Sills. He trusts them. And then all of a sudden he stopped, and I guess he kind of figured out what he said. And then he goes, and I trust Kadarius Tony as well.
That's more telling. He would have been better off not saying that last bit.
You gave him 7 plays.
How many catches did he make on Sunday? I forget. How many catches did he make on
He had
Sunday?
2 catches. He had one. No, he had no catches. He had 1 drop, and he ran the ball twice.
And he ran, yeah.
And I've said this before. After Wan'Dale Robinson got hurt, you would have assumed. I'm not
He
gonna
was
say
a logical one to come in, right?
I'm not gonna say I was right about Wan'Dale Robinson either. I think someone said during the draft. I think someone said during the draft that if a 5'8" wide receiver does not learn how to protect himself on the field, he's not going to make it to his first NFL game.
Look at you, old crystal ball Tim.
T-Brad told me that.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't
but I mean,
I didn't know I said it, but I did. I say a lot of shit.
You'd be expecting. Yeah, you said. Yeah, you throw enough mud, something will stick.
Exactly.
I'm being harsh, but yeah, you'd expect Tony to start ahead of Wan'Dale, but as you say, it comes down to trust, and that's fine. Look, if you're Dable, you go out with your guys. You either win or lose with your guys, and Wan'Dale's his guy, Tony's not. And as you say, when Wan'Dale goes down, you'd expect to see Tony getting his targets.
See, my thing is this: Tony is very electric when he gets the ball. Yes, 100%. Here's the problem, though.
Stand him up.
You just need to stick in front of him, because you stick in front of him, help is on the way. He's got to learn, and that's why I don't think they're putting him in passing routes, because A, I don't think he knows the playbook. B, or knows the playbook well enough, because with this new offense, with the Kafka / Dable offense, the Kevin Gilbride offense back with the Eli Manning, wide receivers have the option to change their routes. They're given like 3 routes and they have the option to change the routes. It tells me they don't trust him. They're almost Ruben Randalling him and not allowing him to be in. They'll put him in on run plays, but they're not going to try to get him the ball. And also, can we talk about the fact that he had David Sills wide open on that throw, on that non-throw? Can we talk? Can we just talk about that? The safety wasn't over the top. David Sills was alone. David Sills was like Daniel Jones on a Saturday night, alone.
David Sills had more free time than Alex Buckman right now. Also, I've worked out. Thanks. I've also worked out to fix Kadarius Tony.
How?
There's 3 options.
Trade him.
You trade him.
Cut him. Waive him.
No. Let's be fair. You can do that. I've forgotten the second one, so I'm going to go straight to the punchline, because it's always the third one that's the punchline. Is you could put the playbook to poor rap music and see if that helps.
No, because he's not a good rapper.
That's why I said poor rap music.
OGR Sports says, I love how people don't realize how rare a 150-yard game is. Tiki only had 8 in his entire career. That was most by any Giant running back. Very true. Very true. Greg says,
It was a fantastic game by Saquon.
It was a great game. It was a phenomenal game. DJ was efficient, nothing more, nothing less. I don't even think he was efficient.
But that's the thing, though. This was a phenomenal performance by Barkley that won us the game, and yet we're going 4-0.
What's up, me homies? The cult is real. We're out here. Everyone that does not know, anyone that's new to the chat, and make sure you hit the like button if you're new to the chat. Even if you hate me, hit the like button. I need to feel popular because I'm old.
Yeah, help him get to 75 likes before he dies.
This channel was called a cult the other day. So being a good cult leader, I put on my cult robe, and evidently I was not a cult leader. Evidently I was the emperor from
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Thank you. Because someone so eloquently put me, you're not a cult leader. You're being, I forgot the name, because I did this. I got on my giant flag and I was like, come to the dark side, young Skywalker. and then I was like, oh, I shall have you. And people were like, you're not this, you're Emperor Johnny Ray. Palpatine, thank you.
I got you.
So it's a cult. So welcome to the cult. Well, man, just did get folded pretty badly on one of those. He got rolled over. I mean, I love Joshua. I thought Joshua, like I said, he was a pile driver. He was the wedge going through the cheese. You know, but pass blocking, no.
There are parts of his game that you like and think you can make something out of.
Yeah.
On the other parts of the game will need a lot of work, and that's why he's a project pick. But that's fine. That's fine.
I love it, because there's in the movie Major League, Willie Mays Hayes in the opening game catches the final out of an inning. He does a little Willie Mays basket catch, and he's all excited. He runs in the dugout, and the general manager runs up to him, shakes his hand, and says, "Great catch. Just don't ever fucking do that again." I almost want to say that to Joshua. Pass blocking, don't ever fucking do that again. just stick with what you're good at right now, and that's going forward. Because you're going backwards, and that's not good. That's not good for Daniel Jones, because I don't want to see anyone get hurt.
The plus side, of course, is that we're going to run a lot this year, so that hopefully will help him out.
I hope so. Smash that like, share the content, help the brother out. Big gigantic, big. You know what? There are certain people that I feel like are like part of the. Everyone's part of the family, but there's certain people like you, and James, and LJ, and T. Brad, and Big L. I consider you guys, part of the show. I think you guys are like indispensable in reference to being like, part of the content, part of the show. And I told I told Big L yesterday, I consider you part of the show, but then I backed it up and I said, and you're almost at Dom level. And then I went ... That is not an insult.
Oh, well, I'm touched. It was very kind of you.
But I had to add the fact that is not an insult.
I'm waiting for the insult to come, but
it's coming.
In the meantime, I'll take it.
Don't you worry, it's on the way. Pimp name Slick back with the big old superhead dropping in. Say, hey fellas, glad that we're 1-0. Saquon is back, but folks need to pump the brakes. Of course, Giants Twitter is predicting a 7-1 start. We're not winning that many games, scoring 23 points. Take it week to week. Can we just leave it at that? Can we just end the show and leave it at that?
Think he's nailed it. See you later.
We're not gonna. Well, no one's gonna care if you're gone. I might actually get more views. Yeah, that kind of. Yeah.
Look, the any other week we lose that game. The plus side is it's a real good confidence boost to a young, inexperienced side and coaching staff, and they can take a lot from that.
Right. You could take it. I love Damian Jackson saying, I can't wait to drink the Kool-Aid. Everyone knows if you're in a cult, you never drink the Kool-Aid. Everyone knows it. That's the people of Jonestown. You never do that. Dom is taller than Robinson. Are you 5'8"?
No, I'm not 5'8", no.
You 5'8"? Okay. I love this one because we have to have someone defending Daniel Jones. 4 incomplete passes, 2 throwaways, a drop and an interception and a fumble, and also an interception in the end zone. New playbook. Great. You know what? New playbook's not an excuse. Justin Herbert had 5 offensive coordinators in 6 years going back to college and into the pros. Give my man Dime some time, haters. You know what? What's this guy's name?
TV.
Okay, you know what it is?
I have a feeling good about.
You know what his name is? Not gonna be here no more. Because he's been He-Man.
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here.
Not up in here. Actually, that was supposed to be I Have the Power, but my wife still hasn't labeled the soundboard. There are no stupid questions, just stupid people. Yeah, it's obvious the coaching. What's up, Big Saeed? Hope you're having a good day. It's obvious the coaching staff believes both Wandale and Richie more than Tony. They do. They have to.
They're the guys, right?
They're their guys. And you know what? You win with your guys. Any word on Robinson yet? Robinson right now is listed as day-to-day.
Not probable.
He's hopeful. He's listed.
I had a 50-50 and I went the wrong one.
He's listed at day-to-day. The problem is Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau have been listed day-to-day for weeks now. So I mean that's a little bit.
So he's out for Sunday.
You never know. What's up, my friend? What you going on there? What are you doing? How's it going? Let's see here. What's LeVar? I got LeVar.
Question.
I gotta get to LeVar first. Then you can have a question. Tony would have been a hit in the process of throwing because he would be throwing under and throwing an interception. There was no one to throw under him. He was wide open in the end zone. The ball would have just kind of dribbled. The problem was he's not Odell Beckham throwing the ball. So what's your question, Tom?
No, it was on the previous one. I was like, what is he wearing in that picture? Looked like a giant condom.
It looks like a banana. I believe that's a banana suit, or maybe it is a giant condom. Oh no, it's a Chinese guy. I don't know. know. Dom,
Anyway,
don't
fair
slow
play
down
for
the
you.
show.
Fair play for you for wearing whatever that is.
Don't slow down the show, Dahmer.
What I'm here
You're always slowing down. We got the pink bob slip back, dropping it in again, saying big and old super chat. When the Giants find out their guys not only should be elite, but they should be able to elevate talent. Mahomes threw for 5. Juju was his best options. If Juju is your best options, you're not doing that great. Jones fans can get a guy can get even to that at 75%. Again, the pimp name slip back drops another one. I mean, he's 2 for 2 dropping knowledge.
Jones is never going to do what Mahomes does, and that's not
and that's fine.
Jones, he's not that level, and that's fine. But it's not fine if you want to win things as a franchise.
That's fine. I mean, I don't like I said, but you know what the problem is? He has now dropped 2 in a row that have left me speechless.
He's spot on.
I know, but that's the worst part. I can't think of anything right now.
I mean, that's all I've got is that you literally.
That's all I got.
Jones is not going to win you. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's a backup quarterback, and that's fine. We spent the 6th pick on him. It didn't work. Let's admit it. That's fine. Sometimes it goes wrong. We were sport with Eli Manning. The Packers have been sport by their last 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
Is their next one likely to be Aaron Rodgers again or Favre? It's
or
not going to
Jalen
happen.
Hurts. Or Jalen Holmes. What's his name?
No,
the quarterback.
Jordan Love.
No,
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. Actually, I got the love child on my mind.
They've been sport for years. If they hit 3 in a row, they're damn lucky. It doesn't normally happen. We missed one on this one. Let's admit it.
Let's just move on. We missed on so many quarterbacks after Phil Simms that we got Kerry Collins by luck. And that should tell you the Jets are still looking for a quarterback after Chad Pennington.
I mean, they're still looking for one after Joe Namath on there.
Yeah, well, no, Chad Pennington was a good quarterback. Chad Pennington won some games. Sanchez, like I said, you can't. Sanchez took the team twice to the AFC Championship games on the defense. So
the Jets would kill for that right now.
Skylar says, I thought Saquon was awesome. If he continues like this performance, I'd like to see him back next year. It was the first week. Did not see Burrows and Rodgers. They sucked. Also relax. I'm just relaxing. It's the first week. If we get into week 4 and we're still playing this well and things are going this way and we're 2-2, then you get excited. You not get excited, but you can.
Well, for our season expectations, that's above where I'd expect to be.
Right.
Way above.
You're right.
And look, if Saquon can
continue
like that, then he's going some. But I mean, that was an exceptional performance, and we cannot expect that for 17 games.
We are 2 likes away from 50. Big L says, Dom.
I'm bracing myself.
Brace yourself, Dom. Brace yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay. Because you better break yourself. Because you know what? I got to figure out a day. I'm going to do it like the draft. And I can't remember that one guy that's always walking around his house. I cannot remember his name because he's got to be on it too. I got to have you, Big L, LJ, T Brad, James.
Is his name Matt?
I think it is Matt.
He's normally doing DIY so that he.
I think it is Matt. But I got to have.
So his wife he can tell his wife he's busy while he's actually just listening to us.
I got to have all you guys on again in one big mess.
It's always fun. And El, I hope you're keeping well. Same with James as well. Happy birthday to you in advance.
James' birthday's on Saturday. So I'm taking the game with me. We're going to be live streaming from the parking lot. And yes, Online Big Blue has a new podcast coming out.
You actually going to just cock teasers again or?
Professional.
One more time?
Professional podcast.
Professional.
Wow.
You put your teeth in and everything.
No, I'm not doing it.
Well, that explains a lot.
That's why it's professional. Doy. Jeez, Dom. Professional fod. That's why they wanted me, because I can speak so well.
So who had the victory scotch, me or you?
I had the victory run with T-Brad after the game.
You did.
Yeah. So that was fun. Is Tyreek Hill a product of Patrick Mahomes? I don't know what Tyreek Hill did in Miami. Did he do
I'll
poorly?
I didn't see his stats in the weekend actually, but I'll check it for you now.
Let's see. Yeah, the rapper, what's his name? PNB Rock. He got shot. Got shot, I believe, at a chicken place. Tim, I predict the Giants will start 4-0. I hope they do, Stanley. I hope they do. Oh, we got to drop in the big super chat from the Zacker. Hopefully the Zacker leaves me speechless like a pimp named Slipback has been doing. Here's some hopium. The last time the Giants won a C-note. Oh, yeah, you told me this before. Opener, they made the playoffs, but it's hopium. I think we will lose games we should win. I'm going to tell you right now, I am concerned about Sunday. I am concerned. And I get worried because I may have to I'm going to have to give my prediction in the parking lot of Giant Stadium.
With a cape on.
With a cape on. I'm thinking about getting one of those Mexican wrestling masks with like the giant NY or something with my cape and run around.
Do you know what? If anyone can pull it off.
Oh, I can make it.
I meant L. He can pull it off.
This is why you're getting
8 receptions for 94, no touchdowns. Was Tyreek Hill.
Okay. I think I like the word.
Remind me how much are $72 million dollar.
2 catches. I think I like the word hopium. I'm going to steal that.
He did catch them both though.
He did catch them both. I'm going to steal the word hopium. Okay, so everyone will acknowledge that Zach did that word for right now, but I'm stealing that. And it was funny because I got to give Big L a shout out because I stole day balls from him. So I gave out game day balls the other day, so I stole that from Big L too.
Wasn't that the headline on the Post as well?
I don't think so.
Sorry, not the Post, whatever the New York paper's called.
That's the Post.
It is a Post. I thought it was the Washington Post.
No, I stole that from LJ. Not LJ. I stole from Big L. From Big L Juggunter. I stole it from him. I got to admit it.
Do you know what hopium means though?
Yeah, you hope. It's like opium, but hopium.
It's irrational optimism.
Wow, that's a real word?
Yeah.
Wow. Zach, you stole that from the dictionary. You school-going smarty pants. I
think he even got out the thesaurus.
The thesaurus? I don't see our
next. But I like to call it thesaurus because it sounds like a
Shut up! I don't see our next year's quarterback. I don't see our next quarterback in next year's draft. In that case, free agent quarterback not named Jimmy G would be preferred. I don't know what free agent quarterbacks. Let's get through the season before we start talking about quarterbacks. We got NY Big Frank.
Jimmy won't be a free agent, will he?
Yeah, he'll be a free agent next year. He restructured his contract.
Oh, so I thought it extended as part of it. Sorry.
No, it's a restructure. It's 1 year restructure. What's up? Hey, Tim. Hey, Dom. It seems like Richie, the new guy, is more usable on the field than Kadarius Tony. Brian Daboll's claim the package made him were not used for him. What are your thoughts after game 1? I think we got lucky to win. I'm happy we won. I'm excited we won. Saquon Barkley is a beast. Daniel Jones, what he is. Kadarius Tony got replaced by the 5'8" Wando Robinson and 5'8" Richie James. And the defense needs to man up a little bit because if it was not for plethora of penalties and reference to offensive holding, 3 of them were extremely suspect, they probably would have had an extra 45, 50 yards rushing. The Tennessee Titans. But at the end of the day, I said this during the stream the other day. All it says in the win-loss column is Giants 1 win, no losses. It doesn't say Giants 1 win, no losses, but it was a really bad game. They should have lost. It doesn't say that.
The win's a win, and it will do this team the world of good to have got that win.
A win,
regardless of how it happened. What did you make of Richie James though on Sunday?
I don't see him doing it all year long. He's been in the league for 4 years. At some point in time, you have to defer to Kadarius Tony.
I think he had a nice game, but it's limited film, and I think he'll get found out.
Yeah, and I don't think the film is limited because of the fact that he's been in the league for 5 years. So I mean, if he does this weekly, great. But at some point in time, you need the big play capability of Kadarius Tony. At some point in time, you need it. You have to have it.
Well, you also want to give him a chance to see what he can do to see if he is either part of this team or whether you can look to increase his trade value. Because one of those two things will happen at the end of the year.
If you don't play him, he's not going to get any trade value. We got Joey B dropping in as a new YouTube member. Welcome. You get to have videos early.
You do.
I try to give him every day. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but I try to give him every day that you get to listen to the videos early, usually a day early, sometimes only a couple hours early. But I'm trying to get better at that because I'm not a professional. Except
Which is
for
why you're not on the pod.
Well, that's why I have a new podcast coming out. People asked me about this new podcast. They said, is it going to take away from online Big Blue? Is it going to limit your work? Yes. So, I mean, I'm not going to stop, but it's going to be, you know, I'm going to have to devote some other time to this endeavor and this event, you know, and this adventure that's going to be coming up within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think. I'll have Dom on. I'm going to have you on.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's also going to be a video podcast.
What do you mean? Do I have to put on a suit?
No. You got to shave.
I'll shave.
USO 684. What are your thoughts on Evan Neal's progress? I think Evan Neal had a rookie game, which is fine. You want to know why? Because he's a rookie. And same thing with Joshua. Joshua, for all the things that I'm making fun of him about in reference to never pass blocking again, you know, it's his first game. He got his feet wet. You know, did he look good at times? Yes. Did he look bad at times? Yes. But
the protection he provided Jones for the throw to Shep was real good, to be fair.
Yeah. That's why Jones could have stepped up and made a better throw.
What the 8 yards or 9 yards of space that Neal gave him, you know,
thank you.
Presumably he didn't see that.
People are like, well, he even made the throw off his back foot. And I think to myself, was everyone listening to the game on the radio?
There was several yards.
Several.
I mean,
yards in front of him.
I don't know how many, but I mean, you could park a bus in the.
I don't think a bus, but at least, well, I'm being nice. But he could have.
Evan Neal's protection was elite on that.
He could have stepped into that throw quite easily because, like I said, if the defensive back does not fall down because he was looking back at Daniel Jones, that's potentially a jump ball interception because he threw it which is funny. He threw it to the inside of Sterling Shepard where he should have thrown it to because of the fact that he had the lead. But if he doesn't fall down and he throws it to the inside, that's a jump ball for another interception. But thank you, because everyone tells me, well, he made it throw off his back foot. Why? Why did you throw off your back foot? Why didn't you just step into the throw and make a throw like you were supposed to be taught back in Pop Warner? You're supposed to say something smarter, Dom.
I mean, I have nothing more to add other than Neal gave him all the time in the world to step into the throw, and you know, the space was there and we didn't use it, but. The throw made it to Shep, and Shep made it to the.
That's it. At the end of the day, outside of me saying it's an ugly throw, you don't see that in the stat sheet.
But that was Evan Neal's finest moment of the game, and Evan Neal
actually truly was. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it was a lovely bit of play from Neal, and look, there were, as you say, there were bits of his game that weren't there. He got run over a couple of times, but that's what you're going to get. You're playing right tackle. It's not as hard as left, but it's still
still difficult. You're still playing on a pro level.
And you're playing with a new line with, you know, what have you. So, you know, and he's got to get up to game speed. But that's what I expect. And I think Neal will work out, and I think he'll get better. And I thought he had a nice starting game. I'd be pleased with that if I was Evan Neal. Especially after his struggles in preseason.
Shut up! Right? I like Joey B's comment. I'm high on life and hopium.
I spotted that earlier. I did laugh.
I know. I've been trying to get you, but you don't shut up. Mike
Lee. I was watching it. Crosser.
Most of James's yards came on 3rd and long, but did not result in a first down. Oh, that's actually a very good point. He's actually right about that. Most of James's yards did come on 3rd and long and didn't result in a first down. He's like, I didn't think about that. Wow.
I mean, I was putting my feet up because you kicked me out, but I hadn't thought about it. I'm going to have to look at that, actually.
You know, he's right. He's right because, yes, there were a lot of like 3rd and 17s, 3rd and whatever. Yeah, he's right. And they'd be like 2-3 yards short. Wow, I didn't think about that, Mike.
I mean, if that's right, and I have no reason to doubt him, you do want to be you need to be making those. You can't be going for 4th all the time. I'll have to go back and check, but I'm sure
he's right. He's actually right. It didn't even dawn on me. He's actually right. Mike Lee also says, most importantly, especially for Mrs. Online Big Blue, are you getting paid? I get paid with love. I can't discuss finances. I cannot discuss finances. You want to laugh?
I'm going to start calling you John Lennon, but carry on.
You want to laugh?
Go for it.
You want to laugh? I'm a dog walker.
A professional dog walker.
I'm a professional dog walker now. I don't like to brag.
I mean, that's good, because if you didn't like to brag, your
like to
show would get
brag.
old quick.
They say I'm cocky, and I say, what? I ain't bragging, motherfucker, if you back it up. Thank you, Kid Rock. I'm a professional dog walker now.
I was going to say, was that you rapping like Kadarius Tony?
Well, Kid Rock's much better. So, you know what? I'm actually...
and Tony's better than you, but let's not...
I have free time now that, kids are in school. So, I decided, hey, I'm going to be a dog walker. And to other people's acknowledgement, they were like, why are you doing that? And I said, well, I like dogs more than I like people.
I mean, the bar's low, but
the bar is low. Plus, you get to play with dogs. I mean, it's not like I can't do it at my house for free. But people pay you to play with dogs.
Yeah, bit of exercise. Why not?
Bit of exercise. Yes, exactly. I get to see, people pay you to
exercise for you, less for the dog. But
yeah, people pay you to walk their dogs. I think that's crazy. And then you look at some of the money that people are like, well, do a drop by, and they give you like $30 to go to their house for 20 minutes and let the dog out and let them back in. That's insane to me.
It's true. You can.
It's insane.
My brother-in-law was a dog walker for years.
It's insane. I got one lady that's paying me every Monday to go and let her dog out for 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I could get on my bike. I could go to motorcycle, not bicycle. I get on my bike. I can go to this person's house, let the dog out.
I was just saying, I'm just imagining you on your riding on your penny farthing, delivering the newspapers on the way to let the dog out for 20 minutes.
And I laugh because I think I'm going to charge my wife for walking the dogs now. So I'm not going to do it. I'm a professional now.
It's been a pleasure knowing you when you had, because I don't think I'll ever speak to you again once you have that conversation.
Yeah, I'm not having that conversation. Winker is a massive upgrade. You know what? I gave all the credit to Wink yesterday. I think it was Monday's video, because there were at times where I thought he was going to over attack and over pursue, and there was times that he showed 8 guys on the line and he dropped back into coverage. He at times seemed to me to almost pull back the reins and understand the flow of the game. And you know what? That is a big difference from the last guy that we had. That he sometimes, he had one good season, Patrick Graham, and then he kind of just tried to go to the well repeatedly the next year. Wink understood, I need to be aggressive, but sometimes being aggressive is just showing aggression. But it doesn't mean, that's good too. It doesn't mean you go on the attack. You
need to start writing these down for tomorrow's video.
I can remember.
I know.
Someone 3 days from now is going to say, you said something aggression is aggression. I'm like, wow, I said that. I sound pretty smart.
You by someone, you mean T-Brad, right?
No, I love when people throw out things that I said. And
yeah, but it'll be T-Brad that will remind you, right?
I think it was Big Blue forever. I was throwing a whole bunch of stuff that I said. And I was like, okay. And I guess he thought I didn't believe him, because then he was sending me the videos with timestamps. And I was like, I believe you. I said it.
Just for the record, he doesn't remember what he said 10 minutes ago. So it's not that he doesn't believe you. But also on the Wink point as well, like, he understood who he had on the field and what he had on the field. He was missing his 2 premium options for generating pressure. And we didn't generate a lot of pressure all day. Let's be honest, we barely laid a glove on.
We had one sack. We had 1 sack and 4 quarterback hits, or 5 quarterback hits.
But here's what probably I imagine his thought process was. We might not have laid a glove on Tannehill all day, but Tannehill was probably thinking it's coming at some point. And therefore, he kept looking and showing like he was going to rush him. And then, as you say, dropped.
Right. Then he dropped. Then he was smart enough to drop back. Jeffrey Abbey's got a good point. Have 2 first-round offensive linemen. Not many teams have that. So what's Daniel Jones' issue? Well, one of them's a rookie. Look at me being nice to Daniel Jones. One of them's a rookie. So what's up, JR? JR says, what's up, pal? Everything's up. If those that are going to the Giant game on Sunday, James Williams and I are going to be there. We're going to be live streaming from the parking lot. If you're at the game, come sit down. I'm going to have chairs where I'll make James stand up. I don't know. We're going to, depends on how much I really want to pack the car. Because I'm lazy. But come down, say hi. We're going to be in the red lot right next to the Verizon entrance. I usually park within the first couple rows. Dom knows where I park now.
I thought you parked in the gold lot.
No, it's called the red lot. The gold lot is during preseason, which I don't understand. The gold lot's general admission. The red lot's VIP parking. They evidently do not have the red lot parking during preseason. So I don't know. So we're going to be in the red lot right next to the Verizon, right where you and I walked in, Dom.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be right in there. We got Marks Thompson saying hello, gentlemen, all the way from Barbados. We got USO coming in saying 684 saying I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, here's what he's excited about. I'm excited about Disease and Tibbs coming back. Hopefully they'll come back this week. Hopefully this.
It'd be nice to have at least one of them back.
Tim, Kadarius Tony, the new peacock.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Right now, Kadarius Tony is like a peacock without wings. They still can't fly. What happened to the guy in the chat, Dom, that said we were Daniel Jones haters?
I've not seen him come back.
I don't remember his name.
TV.
Or did I ban him?
You banned him for 5 minutes. You timed out.
Okay.
And his name was TV, but it's been way over 5 minutes. I've not seen him come back.
Okay. I like this one. People say they prefer dogs over humans. Are the most cringe people. I do prefer dogs over humans. You want to know why? Dogs aren't assholes. And evidently you have proven that fact right. So you go in timeout.
Oh,
Aren't I awesome? People.
I mean, I had other objectives in mind, but yeah.
How much do you wish at times you were me? And I jokingly said that to a friend.
More than I'd like to admit.
I said that to a friend of mine once a couple of weeks back. I said, how much do you sometimes, I didn't say all the time, but how much sometimes do you wish you were me? And he looked at me for a second and said, probably more times than I would like to admit.
Literally what I literally
Yes,
said.
because he goes, you are the only person that I know that just says whatever comes to your mind. No matter what the situation, no matter where you're at, you just say what comes to your mind. To the point that my wife has told me for 20 years now, you don't always have to say what you think. You can let it go sometimes. And I have recently. I have in the last couple of years. I really have.
You mean you've mellowed?
Yeah, like mellow yellow. I'm mellow.
Mellow,
yeah. But yeah, I just love that because I just love that they just told me that because I just thought of you right now, just more than I'd like to admit. But that's the thing, you know.
In fairness, if I went round saying the things you say, I would probably be dead by now because someone would have beaten me within an inch of my life, and I am 5'1" and 120 pounds wet.
In all fairness, what's going to happen to me? I love the fact.
Someone might regret it quite quickly.
I love the fact when you came out and we were talking about when you came out of the customs for when I met you at the airport, and I think you were telling my wife that your husband was the easiest person to find. Don was like, I knew right where he was. I knew right where he was right when I got out of the door.
Yeah, literally, I walked out the door. I was like, there he is. And literally, I could only see your outline. Like, I couldn't see your face or anything like that. I was like,
because I was blocking the sun. I'm a bad Where's Waldo. Oh my god. What's it? Greg says, I feel you on the dog analogy. I'm joking. I don't hate people.
I was going to say, spotting sarcasm is something someone needs.
Some people don't get. That's why he was banned, because he's an idiot. Not you, Greg. The guy just banned, who I don't remember his name now.
Hamza Miran. There you go.
I can't believe you know these. How do you know these names?
I scrolled down.
Oh, but I blocked him.
Yes, and it says in the comments, Hamza Miran was blocked for 5 minutes.
Oh, really? I don't know that.
Yeah. See?
Yo, Honeypot's in the house. Honeypot was on the show on Sunday, dropping his knowledge, saying the Giants were going to have a huge win. And he was right, if you think about it.
He was right on the win.
He was right on the win. Hopium is the
word. Well, it was a huge win in many ways, just not the scoreline was huge.
Here's the Here's the phrase, Dom. Hopium is good. Hopium is going to be the word of the day. Dom, give the definition of hopium again.
It's a irrational optimism.
I like
See,
it.
Zach, I can Google too.
Yeah,
I actually did know that. I didn't actually Google it.
I'm going to put that in my file here of words to steal. Let's see.
Like you have that file.
What I do now is I take screenshots and then I move them into my photos. So,
You're a visual learner.
I am a visual learner. I'm not going to lie. Because I got hopium. Hey, Irish Rover, what's up? What's up, Giant fans? What's up, John? What's up, Tim? Irish Rover, another one of our Irish Rover from Texas. I'm actually trying to get Irish Rover. We're trying to, since I'm a season ticket holder now, we're trying to get together on a game to have him come down. I just haven't sent you those date yet because I'm still working on the logistics right now because a lot of people have asked to go to games with me. So I'm working on some games that are empty. And I didn't forget you. I got your email. I emailed you back. I'm going to email you probably in the next day or two once I get a little better understanding what some people have. Because evidently some people are like, well, you told me I'm going to this game. And the best part is they could be telling me the truth or they could just be lying to me because I won't remember anyways.
Just real quick, Irish Rover. When he says in the next day or two, he means by Friday or possibly next week.
Thank you.
If you're lucky.
Thank you.
I got you. Can I also just throw Mike Lee some love for Patrick Graham philosophy, even if it's broke, don't fix it.
I was about to give Mike Lee some love right here. Go, Tim, make sure you don't park any grillers. 13 cars were a part of a fire because someone put a grill under the car at the Hard Rock Cafe in Miami. I didn't know that. I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Did they burn the boat while they're at it? Because if not, if so, I commend their sacrifice.
You're so funny, Dom.
I know.
Ha ha ha. That's great. Tim is bigger than the average Tim from Mazinga. I am bigger than the average bear. Never pet a dog on fire. No, I probably wouldn't pet a dog on fire. We got Vinny G. I got to get to Vinny G here for a second. Dogs are better than people. That's not something you need to apologize for saying. I don't apologize for saying anything. That's a problem.
I was going to say the day he apologizes for saying something is the day that we all need to start worrying about Armageddon.
But listen, here's the thing. I will tell you when I am wrong.
Yes.
I will say if I say something that I am wrong. I have no problem admitting that. But I would say 98.6% of the time when I say something, I'm never going to
bizarrely accurate.
Because MIT did a research on it. I'm not going to apologize.
I'm
never going to apologize for something I said because probably at the time I meant it.
Also, you ask for your opinions, right? And your opinions are not always going to be accurate. No one does.
Right, exactly. And I admit when I'm wrong, and that's fine. You could be wrong. It's all good.
Let's just not discuss Justin Herbert and move on.
What about Rashawn Slater?
That went well.
That's the one that everyone throws him at me. And I'm like, wow,
yeah,
okay.
But when they can throw one at you, you know you're doing all right. By the way, can we speak to Mr. I Don't Like It here after the weekend where he sulked because his rookies dropped catches and that was it. He just didn't target them for the rest of the game. Was
that Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I didn't know
that. He had a sulk on because his rookie wide receivers, made a mistake. There was a miscommunication with one and a bad drop for the other, and he literally didn't target them for 2 whole quarters.
Dom, we got the 60 likes. Hey, we got the 60 likes with Dom on the show. That's a miracle. Luke,
last time I checked, that was accurate, but presumably I've dropped by at least 4 since then.
Irrational optimism sounds a bit lofty to me.
All right, Fenners. You come back to me when Aaron Rodgers stops whinging.
It's hoping.
This, I believe, is my mate Luke dropping in, the Packers fan.
Oh, this is Luke. This is Luke, the Packers fan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If it's not, he has the same name.
What's Luke's nickname?
He doesn't really have one, but I like to call him Ingram.
You got Frosty. You got
no, Luke, I don't think I've got you a nickname.
Luke doesn't have a nickname.
No, I don't think so.
Well, King of the Idiots is taken for Chris, so we can't be King of the Idiots. He's a Packers fan. We'll just call him Whiny Rodgers. Luke, if this is you from the UK, you're now dubbed Whiny Rodgers. So I've given you a nickname.
I call him Parched sometimes.
Parched. That's what he just said. Parched.
Yeah, he's parched.
Welcome, Luke.
Yeah, parched. Thanks, Luke. I was having a moment. It is indeed him.
How you doing, Luke? I have to give you credit for being friends with Dom.
I have to give me credit for being friends with him.
Because I know it's a hard row to hoe when you have to be friends with Dom.
I'm a delight.
Mazinga says, when the Giants play the Lions, will you and Dom be willing to collab with Roar of the Lions UK content creators? Sure. I don't know who they are. I'll collab with anyone, but nobody likes me. Nobody likes me.
I suspect we'd have to tell them who we are first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought it was porn.
Oh, there's a bot.
It's not porn, but it's my new sponsor, NFL Game Live at NFLATV.com. If you do not know them, they are new to the sponsors. They're new to sponsorship to the show. And of course, that's not true. we only have porn sponsor this channel. Had another person.
Yeah, I haven't seen the porn bot for a while.
I know. Had another person, another company. I'm not gonna say who it is.
Were they the shavers for your private gentleman areas?
No, but they were kings of drafts. They were like,
as in like chess.
They were like, well, are you willing to have us sponsor your channel? And another one that's giving away crappy shit to people. I'm sorry. If I'm going to put someone's name on my show, give the people that watch it something. I'm still.
But you could save $5 on £2,000 items.
But that's what I don't get. You're like $5, and we're not going to get into the other ticket company that wanted to give $5 off for a coupon code for first time users off. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to give I'm going to spend $400 on tickets plus the processing fees, and you're giving the people that watch the show a coupon code for $5, and then I get like half of that. So, and I told the lady, I said, okay, well, how about you not give me anything and you give them $10? Oh, we can't do that.
I imagine she didn't quite know when she was rejected. I imagine she found that about quite a difficult conversation because I don't imagine that had ever happened before.
Well, I rejected Manscaped too. I rejected Manscaped too.
The private gentleman area shaver, yeah.
I rejected them. I get these emails. I'm like, no. I was like, no. And they're like, well, you can make X amount of money with this coupon code if you do this, and this is revenue for the channel, and this makes you.
They hadn't seen the show, had they?
I love it because she goes, well, this makes your channel legitimate. I was loving it. I was like,
watch the show.
I was like, I like being illegitimate. So I'm fine with that.
That's why everyone calls you a bastard.
Exactly. They call me a son of a bitch. I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah, but a legitimate bastard, never. Use a dictionary, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be good. What do we got? Or sometimes something for nothing means nothing. Yeah, I mean, if you want to listen, I'm gonna put this out there right now. If you want to sponsor the show and you want to give, you have to here. There's two things that you can do. I'm gonna help people out here.
Two things, four fingers.
Two things. Two things that you can do if you want to sponsor the show. Give me a crap load of money. That's one. I'm not going to be honest.
Not $250 a pop, no.
No. And option number two, if you're giving something away or a coupon code or something, make it worthwhile. I'm not going to sit here and tell people how wonderful your product is because they make you give like a 15-minute commercial or a 5-minute commercial within your videos. They make you do it. I'm just like an expose show. I'm blowing the lid off things here. On YouTube, they make you do that. They'll make you stop in your middle of the show. Go, you know what? My man parts right now are itching. I wish there was a way I could shave. You know, they make you do that, and you have to do it.
Oh, so, you know what? I'd pay just to see that you do that. But
and my thing is this: just give the people that you are trying to get to buy your product something good. Give them like 30% off. You know, give them 30% off one time off their total purchase. And I said that to another company. I said, listen, okay, fine. Again, I said, don't give me any money if that helps. But I said, give the people something. And it was, I'm not going to tell who it was because it was actually it was a good company. She was a very nice lady. I said, just give them something. She's like, no, it can't. We can only give like $5 off.
She was a lovely lady and she's now in therapy, having spoken to you.
Probably. Like car shop.
Trying to give him money and he said no. I don't know what to do.
I went car shopping today and I walked out in the middle because I didn't want to deal with him anymore.
I'll tell you what though, if I want something for nothing, I'm just going to play the guitar on the MTV.
And Dom just
hit the tumbleweed.
And Dom just killed the show. Tim, I keep forgetting to ask you, are you still doing? I actually have done 3 fill-ins on the radio. And it's I will speak about that a little bit better when I get better at it.
Wait, we got a 64. 64 people is going up.
We got a 60 because I'm talking about things. I will talk about that because I'm actually
still here and it hasn't gone down.
I am doing a full week of radio fill-in next month. I'm doing a full week. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to say this straight out. The other days didn't go well.
Do you need me to start practicing my accents so I can pretend to be 26 different people?
You might have to.
Like you on the likes. Do you want me to just a whole load of different people and just a whole load of different accounts and start liking?
Fill-ins just did not go well. So when I get better, then I will tell people. Mike Lee says,
in all seriousness, can I call in?
Sure. I've told you and there's like
someone to keep you awake at 3 a.m.
You and like 4 other people. I told you where I'm working. Yeah, and you and 4 other people. I've only told you and 4 other people.
Mm.
So, and I told you can actually
of your listenership.
You can go on to their website and you can there's a simulcast on their website because they're in Canada. But you can go on their website and you can listen. And you know what? I next week, and it's next month. I'll talk to you offline about it because I'll give you the days. God, I'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
I'm seriously because
it's the right time in the morning for you. It'd be 4 a.m.
Because I'm only doing. I mean, I have to do. I was only doing like 2-hour fill-ins, but I have to do like a full complement of shows. So
how's your hockey knowledge going?
We're in football season.
That's lucky.
So that's where we're going. My Pillow does what you request, oh cult leader, but I do not think you are on their radar. My Pillow is a company. Mazinga says pirate radio on the side. Baba Booey. I think it's Baby Booey. He should have been Baba Booey. Dom, it is 5:32 in the AM here. We're going to be giving a traffic report soon, but we're going to have to play a little song called Kashmir. It's now 5:32 in the AM. Sorry, I'm just practicing. Dom, we always give the guest, the NFL TV's back. NFL TV. You know what? I have to admit that NFLATV.com is awesome television, and they're an awesome TV provider, and you really should, you should really go and see them and go to their website because they are evidently affiliated with the show. Can I just say one thing before I give Don the final thought? Black Rifle Coffee.
Are you practicing for the adverts?
Black Rifle Coffee. Their pumpkin spice coffee is now out. If you've never had Black Rifle Coffee, and this is a free advertisement. If you've never had unless they want to pay me, if you never had Black Rifle Coffee, go and get some. Go and just get the pumpkin spice. It is a medium blend, but is probably the best. And they only make it once a year. They make it for like a month because it's for Halloween. But go buy it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the greatest coffee you have ever had. And Dom will tell you that I love my coffee. Dom's been to the house. I have coffee makers out the wazoo in my house because you need to have backup ones just in case one breaks.
I was going to say, haven't you got? Was it 3 I saw?
Yes. And the very expensive 4th one was downstairs. The cappuccino espresso machine, the Breville, was down in the basement.
Yeah, but I think your dog broke it when I realized he was coming and I span. Unlike Daniel Jones, I felt the pressure coming and span out your dog's way as he leapt past me.
I got bar stools now. I have for the tabletop. I have.
Oh, nice.
And they're like an English pub theme.
Yeah.
Just so you know, is
this like your English bacon?
Shut up. But go get the Black Rifle.
Or your English themed front room.
Go get the Black Rifle Coffee. I'm just plowing through. Just get the Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee, veteran owned, veteran operated. They rock. But the coffee, this blend, Dom, I'm going to tell you right now, this blend is phenomenal. Joey, email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. Email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com, and I will give you the details. I don't like looking foolish, as people can tell you that. But there's a difference between looking.
No, that's why you don't ever wear a cape.
There's difference between looking. There's difference to being looking foolish on YouTube than being professional foolish. So, like I said, I'm keeping the number down to a very low number of people.
Again, is that why you're not on your new pod?
Yes, we'll talk about that. Black Rifle Coffee rocks. But no, go get the pumpkin spice. And also, Black Rifle Coffee wants to sponsor the show. I'm good with that. If you just send me coffee,
that would fall into the first of the two options.
I will whore myself out. just send me coffee. just send me a lot of coffee every month, and I will say whatever the hell you want me to say. I have ethics.
Yeah.
I can be bribed. Keep Fredo nearby, and you never seem foolish. Frodo.
See, Luke, even when you try to insult me, he keeps it up. But it's his age. He can't help it.
I can't help it. I can't read because I'm laughing. So I like Frodo. Have you worn your online Big Blue shirt? I wore it
for work yesterday.
You wore the Bill, but what did I put on the shirt now? I forgot.
Frodo Baggins.
You wore the Frodo Baggins to work?
I've also worn the red t-shirt. I've neglected to wear the Poppycockers jumper to work because that might be pushing it a bit far.
I cannot believe you wore the Frodo Baggins.
Yeah, of course I did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no worries. I wore the Draft Baby t-shirt and all.
Well, Parched, I got to tell you something here. You got a lot on your hands over there. If you ever need to get away, Parched, just come to my house. Dom will tell you where I live. Dom, you know what? We are at. I am fair.
Real quick. No, to be fair to him, he once said to me, we used to work together, and when I left, he went, how did it go from being the smartest man in the building to the stupidest? And it was a fair point, apart from the fact I did have to point out to him, it still made me a lot smarter than him.
Let's see here. To work as in the same room you're sitting in now?
Yeah, that'll be the one. Yeah, I'm not wearing it to the office. There are levels of what I can get away with.
Let's close this out, Dom, because I got a barbecue.
Of course you have. Why would you not?
Because there's nothing more. We've come to the conclusion today that I hate people, I love dogs, and all I do is barbecue.
And ban people.
And ban people. That's
and try not when you're barbecuing. Try not to set a light to 12 cars.
It's a possibility.
Anything possible with you.
Final thought of the Dahmer of the day. What's your final thought, Dom?
I have two real quick ones, and they are real quick off the bat.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for it. Number
That's
one.
What she said.
And secondly, number two.
Come on, close this out. I really do have to barbecue.
It's getting childish. No, seriously. Number one, enjoy the game Sunday with James, and happy birthday to James. So look, see, I can do serious. And number two, actually just want to give some kudos to a man that we haven't mentioned on the show, who I thought also had a real nice game on Sunday. Keep it up. He should be our franchise left tackle for the next 10 years. I thought Andrew Thomas also had a lovely game. We haven't mentioned him today, so just quickly throwing that one in there.
Hit that gong.
I think he means like button. Anyway, just
appreciate it. Though.
After this, I'm going to go and watch Phil Wang's Wang.
Well, I love it because
that's just for Parched. You know what I mean.
I'm coming to the UK and I'm going to meet Frosty, King of the Idiots, Parched. I got everyone's names down now.
This is like when Chris Stark hung out with what's her name, Mila Kunis. I'll send you the interview. It's quite funny.
And Greg says, "Happy birthday to James." And you know what, Dom? Hello, everyone. This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. We're out of here. It's me. It's the Dahmer. We probably won't do another stream until the big stream on Sunday. You know what, guys? Appreciate everyone dropping in and doing their thing. Dom, we are out of here.